of those pods here, each of those pods is running version 1 of the container image, right? So again, if we go and have a look at the command line, same thing. So again, so basically if I kubectl get pods, now I've got a few deployments, but you'll see I've got those 3 hello pods, and each of those pods is running version 1 of the hello container, right? We just saw that, right? So you'll see I'm running version 1 of the hello container. So if I go, and again, if I do kubectl get replica sets, I've got 1 replica set for hello, and that's got my 3 pods inside it. So I've got 3 version 1 pods running in that replica set, right? And in fact, that replica set is associated with the deployment. I can see that it's basically what's called a controller. So it's looking after the pods, right? Okay, so what about if I want to update the version of the container to 2.0, right? So what I have to do is edit the deployments file. So let's just edit the YAML file. And what we're going to do is we're going to change version 1 to version 2, right? So again, if I just change that there, Control X, save, yes. Okay, and now I want to create that, or I now want to apply that change, right? So I need to copy the command, which will reapply the YAML, right? So when I do that, that's recreating that deployment. Okay. So I have to sorry, I have to do a kubectl apply because it already exists, right? So again, let's just do a apply because okay. So now, if we have a look at that, if we now have a look at get replica sets, you'll see that it's created a second replica set. So basically, it's creating those version 2 pods to replace the version 1 pods, right? So that's going to happening in the background. So eventually, it'll gradually replace them. So you'll see now I've got 3 of the new version 2 pods, and I've only got 1 of the old version 2 pods. So it's doing a rolling update. It's replacing them one by one, right? So again, now if I do get replica sets, it's already replaced the version 1 pods with all the version 2 pods. But it's still got the replica set. But that replica set will eventually be deleted because it's now empty of pods, right? Okay, but what we can do is go now into the console and check that workload. So I've still got my hello deployment. But now when I look at the version of the pods running, I should see that it's now version 2, right, of hello, not version 1, right? So you see now it's replaced all the version 1 pods with version 2 pods, right? So what did I do? In order to make that change, I updated the YAML file with the change that I wanted to make with the new container image, and then I simply reapplied the YAML file using the kubectl apply command to basically reapply the definition, right? So when I did that kubectl apply command, it basically effectively said to Kubernetes, basically, now I want the deployment to be created according to the updated file. And the updated file was referring to version 2 of the container, not version 1. So Kubernetes automatically replaced all the version 1 containers in the pods with version 2 containers of the pods. And it was doing it in a rolling update fashion. Okay, so we will leave it there for today. Tomorrow we'll talk a little bit about horizontal and vertical scaling in Kubernetes, but the main thing we'll talk about tomorrow is the other compute platforms that we haven't talked about, cloud.